We're back on what it will be a historic day, June 13th. Joining us now from Santa Maria is Angel Hawansky, the Jackson family spokesman. First, people have been asking us, Angel, how's Michael's health?
Michael, this was definitely a long trial for Michael. I believe he just was a little dehydrated. But other than that, I know right now he's probably eating and having a good time. I'm not sure.
Where were you when the verdict came in?
I was actually upstairs. There's a section where they have the family upstairs in the courthouse. Yep. I was upstairs, and then when I heard that, when everybody started running, I ran downstairs so I can hear everything too. There's only so many seats for the family in the courtroom, and family comes first. So I wasn't in there, but I was upstairs.
Did you talk to Michael?
I have not spoken to him yet. I have spoken to the parents.
What did they say?
I know that they are so happy this is behind them. They are so overwhelmed. This was a very long trial, and I really admire Mrs. Jackson. Every day she came to court, never missed a day, and that was a lot for her, and I'm so glad. And they're happy that this is over with, so they can put this behind them and move forward. And I just love that family. They are very generous people, and Michael should not have gone through this, and he was finally able to tell the world that he is innocent, and no one else can question that anymore, and I'm so proud.
They also are, as Jermaine and Tito spoke with us earlier, they're also angry. Do you understand that?
Absolutely, I understand that. He shouldn't have gone through this in the first place. And for him to have to go through all of this publicly, his family went through a lot as well, and there's definitely going to be a lot of anger. I understand, because this should not have happened in the first place.
Majestic says
Jackson,
he's definitely gone back to singing and performing. Do you concur?
I concur. The world would be at a loss if Michael Jackson did not get back out and sing and perform. His music, I talked to some Koreans today, and they told me that Michael's music liberated them, liberated Hong Kong, and I'm just, there's no one in the world like him.
What happened to the other spokesperson?
Ramon?
Yeah.
I wasn't involved in that. I am not sure exactly what happened. I've been with the family for 15 years. I've been a time family friend, and then I started representing the parents probably since the last time, 1993. But I wasn't involved with the other spokesperson, and it wouldn't be fair to me to make a comment on that at all.
What do you think the public's perception of Michael is now? Do you think they'll view this as a celebrity who got off, or a guy who got a fair trial and was judged fairly?
When I was out with the family, when I was out with the parents specifically, you would not believe that the people that came out of nowhere and told the family that they support them and that Michael should have never gone through this. I don't believe he's going to be known as a celebrity that got off. From my understanding and what I know of the family, they're very generous people, they're very loving, and they're very sharing. And those who really know them really know that that's how they are. Michael loves children. He gives millions and millions of dollars to children and to charities. And people, you know, the media made it seem like the public was anti-Michael, and we found quite the opposite. The public loves Michael Jackson, and the minute the verdicts came in, I got calls from Norway, I've got calls from South Africa, all over the world, with people crying, singing in their different languages for Michael, and just tears of joy. And I'm so happy for him that he stood, and he stood strong.
Thank you. Angel Hawansky, the Jackson family spokesperson from Santa Maria. Back to Santa Maria and Michael Cardoza. Did the prosecution goof?
No, I don't think they did goof in this case. Well, maybe a little goof. And what I mean by that is with Sneddon back in 93, 94, he loses the Geordie Chandler prosecution because of that $20 million settlement. All right, that said, then what he does, in my opinion, is put Jackson in his crosshairs. He's looking to get Michael Jackson. And I'm sure he believed Michael's a pedophile. So he's saying, I got a pedophile loose in my county, not going to happen. Then this family walks in. I think he was a little too quick to believe them and didn't really look at their background that carefully, didn't look at the J.C. Penney case, didn't look to the fact that they committed perjury in that case, brought this case, and what he did, he bolstered this case with a prior misconduct, a sexual misconduct. That made this case a lot stronger. But as I said, the jury did the right thing. They looked at this case and said, you didn't prove it.
Cynthia, think they were too zealous?
The prosecutors?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think they certainly appeared that way, at least to the public. You know, we didn't ask the jurors about what their opinion of the prosecutors were, but listen, I think if you're a prosecutor and a young man comes into your office and says that he has been sexually molested by a man who you know has previously settled several other similar cases for multi-millions of dollars, you have an obligation to investigate. Now, maybe Michael's right. Maybe a due investigation would have suggested that the case shouldn't go forward, because we knew from the start there were credibility problems with this accuser and his mother. But I certainly don't think the prosecutor was misguided in bringing these charges initially. Now, whether or not they should have proceeded, I don't think they tried the case very well. Listen, when you make your opening statement and say your witness is going to say one thing, and then either you don't produce the witnesses or they say the direct opposite, you've got a problem. And we all know that's what happened.
Craig Smith, you're a former prosecutor. Do you have questions about the way this was prosecuted?
I really don't, and I have to disagree with what my friend Michael Cardoza had to say. Tom Sneddon has not had Michael Jackson in his crosshairs ever since 1993. He did have the rug pulled out from under him with the settlement of that earlier case for the $20 or so million, but he was not pursuing Michael Jackson all these years. This case came to him. And so once this case came to him and there was credible evidence to believe there was probable cause that Michael Jackson had done these things, I think Tom felt he had an obligation to follow through. And indeed, many of the things they did to try to check out and corroborate this story, and what ultimately led to the filing of the conspiracy charge, the fact that there's these surveillance tapes found in the office of Mark Garagos's investigator when they went out and executed the search warrant. That added strength. Unfortunately for the prosecution, when they actually got into trial, every time there was a break, it could have been a good break for them or a bad break, it always went a bad break. For instance, they had more evidence before the grand jury on the conspiracy and the furnishing alcohol than they had in front of the trial jury. Remember, they lost a crucial witness because a crucial witness got arrested and therefore was unavailable to testify at the trial.
Let me get a break and we'll come back with more. Don't go away.
I was very uncomfortable with that. A lot of the witnesses looked over at us from time to time, but then they'd look back, but she didn't take her eyes off of us, so that was a very uncomfortable feeling.
I disliked it intensely when she snapped her fingers at us. That's when I thought, don't snap your fingers at me, lady.